88.1 XFM Tauranga State Music Station. Also another sponsored episode of Mike Time with Marty. Jets Car Grooming all the way from Tauranga. If you want your car spick and span, just go Jets Car Grooming. I have a magician, birdhouse maker, and jack of all trades. So hey, hello to James, also known as the Birdhouse Magician.
How's it going?
So what's the time for you right now?
Excited to be. What's that?
What's the time for you right now?
It is 4:58 in the morning.
Dang, and you're still awake?
Oh yeah. I live at night. That's what I live.
Fair enough. So how did you first of all, magic, how did you get started?
With the magic thing, I got started in when I decided to quit smoking. Honestly, I started carrying a deck of cards with me every time I wanted a cigarette, and just to have something to fiddle with. And my father did little card tricks and stuff when I was growing up, so he kind of spurred my interest in the whole magic thing. And then but when I really got into it is when I quit smoking and decided, okay, well, I need to carry something around with me to fiddle with when I want a cigarette. And then I started doing card cuts and card flourishes and things like that. And every time I wanted to smoke, and that turned into, okay, well, why don't I teach myself magic tricks? And that turned into a whole road of spending lots of money and digging and digging and digging, because nobody wants to teach you magic. You got to read books. You got to go dig for that information yourself, because nobody's going to teach you it. That it's a secretive art, but you got to have the right kind of personality to do it also. I mean, it's a whole thing. Yeah, so that's pretty much how I got going into that.
Okay. So what's your opinion that everyone should learn at least one magic trick?
Everyone should learn at least one magic trick.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion on that?
Yeah.
Well, everybody does their own form of magic, whether it's a card trick or whether it's just bringing flowers to the neighbor. Magic doesn't have to be like sleight of hand. It doesn't have to be a lot of things. It's just another vessel to interact with human beings on planet Earth. And if one of the most amazing things about it, really honestly, is you get to make somebody a 10-year-old child again for 5 seconds. And when you're able to do that to somebody, it's I don't know, I'm rambling, but when you have that interaction with somebody where you blow their mind, you amaze them, you take them to fairy tale land again. Yeah, I can't really explain it. It's a thing that I wish I could explain better than that, but you you instantly become friends with these people,
Mhm.
and you know, it's
I know the feeling. Like whenever I go for walks, I always carry a deck of cards or a
yeah,
ring or something. Just like even when I'm like sitting there on the bus or something, I'd just be sitting there playing with my ring, just doing little ring rolls and doing card flourishes, and people just like, oh, you do magic, and yeah, just showing people magic, seeing their reactions is the best feeling ever. So yeah. All right. So you have on your Instagram a couple of quotes. So art is never finished, only abandoned. Why do you decide to put that on your Instagram?
oh, that's not my quote.
Yeah, I know. It's from Leonardo da Vinci, but why did
Yeah.
you choose to put that on there?
Well, Leonardo da Vinci is like one of my favorite artists, and on top of um, just not just being an artist, but inventor, Renaissance man. I mean, he was the ultimate jack of all trades. I mean, this guy was um, dissecting human beings. He was painting. He was inventing tanks, helicopters, all this stuff. I mean, he's just so uh, so forward thinking. I mean, like what has happened to these human beings? Like I mean, what I don't understand is, um, there's these people that come across throughout history. Uh, not just Da Vinci, but like, uh, oh, I don't know, Michelangelo, or just like uh, these these people that, and we even have them today. You know, I mean, from Albert Einstein to uh, uh, great writers, great musicians, great painters, great, uh, and Da Vinci was the encompassment of all of that. And I find him, you know, to be just one of the most amazing talents throughout history. But um, that quote is one of my favorite quotes ever. Uh, I'm so glad you asked me that, because art, that quote is so correct. Like, because I can perfect something to, like, whatever kind of art I'm doing, if I'm building something or whatever I'm making or painting or whatever, and I perfect it and I perfect it and I perfect it and I perfect it. And then I just get to a point where I just like, okay, that's good enough. I quit,
Yeah.
you know, and you just, and you quit. You quit it. And it's one of my favorite quotes out there. It really is. It's so good because he's so right.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. So you and me met on Smoothini's live. So
Yeah.
what was your reaction when Smooth accepted me to be in this live and you were seeing this skinny little white boy playing with cards?
Well, I don't know, because I mean, I really, I just met him. I just met him a couple times before that. Talked to that guy. I followed him on his on his travels through America's Got Talent and stuff, and then I started following him on Instagram, and he added me to a live stream one night, and then I, you know, shot the breeze with that guy for several hours that evening, we just had a good rapport with a conversation. You know, that's what I love about social media. Honestly, is like you get opportunities um, to meet all these amazing, talented people out there, and this person might do this, and that person might do that, but you're all blending in the same flow of different interests and different types of things. And so when I met him, I was like, oh, great, gonna get to talk to this guy. I've been following him since he was on America's Got Talent. That was awesome. And but for me, like, I mean, I don't get like um I don't get uh people are people are human beings, and I don't get like celebrity shock, you know. I just I mean, I'm like, oh, cool, I'm gonna get to talk to this guy. Awesome. It doesn't uh, I don't care where people are at on the level of planet Earth. I really don't. Because none of that matters. I mean, okay, cool, you're doing that, or okay, cool, you're doing this, but we're all on the same playing field, and so it's everybody, no matter where you're at on the planet, everybody is on the same level. And so it's just really great talking to other magicians, other artists, uh, and getting to experience um, uh, those people's stories and lives, and because everybody's got a story, you know everybody's got their challenges on this planet.
Anyway. Okay, well, James, first game of the agenda. How well are you about thinking on your feet?
I can think on. Oh, this is my best thing. I'm good at thinking about it on my feet. Yeah.
Okay, good. So I'm going to ask you some basic everyday questions. You got to answer them as quickly as you can.
All right.
Okay, so Coke or Sprite?
Coke or Sprite?
Uh-huh.
Not much of a soda guy.
Okay. Okay, what do you drink?
Mainly water, coffee, and beer.
Okay. Let's go. Coronas or Heineken?
Neither.
Neither. Fair enough. If you can meet one celebrity, who would it be?
Oh, that's a tough question. If I was going to be one celebrity, who would it be? I got to think on my toes on this, don't I?
Yes.
Celebrity. If I was going to meet one celebrity, Nostradamus.
Okay, it's a new one. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Okay, sunset or sunrise?
Both equally good.
Fair enough. Favorite color?
All of them.
Fair enough. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your spice tolerance?
Probably about a 6 or 7.
Okay, so if I was to give you this bottle of Tabasco, would you be appreciative?
I would drink it. I was a culinary arts major in college, so I I can I can I can cook.
Oh, okay, well, that just doesn't matter. Um, um, Faye, are you a watcher or reader?
Both.
Okay, favorite movie.
Favorite movie? Ooh, that's a tough one.
Mm,
I mean, if I would have to pick one, I would say probably Twin Peaks or Clockwork Orange.
ooh, shit, okay. Favorite book.
Um, Favorite book: How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Okay, okay. Um, let's go with if you could go to one place in the world, where would you go?
Ooh, Antarctica,
Okay, why?
because every country in this world has banned anybody from going and exploring Antarctica. And they all have treaties on not exploring Antarctica. So my question is what in the heck is going on down in Antarctica? For you can't fly over Antarctica. You can't go to Antarctica. You can't go there. You can't go visit. Nobody can.
Mm,
Nobody can. All these countries have all these treaties. It's the only thing that all the countries agree about, from Russia to the US, China, to all these countries. They all say nobody can go to Antarctica. So Antarctica is where I want to go.
enough.
That's
And final question, which happens to be the most difficult, according to my guests that have been on the show previously. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
oh man, 5 years. It's all going to be a challenge. I mean, like planet Earth is just a big challenge. It's a big obstacle course, and I just hope I hope I'm still relevant
Mm,
on Earth. You know? I mean, that's how I kind of see it. I mean, because like you don't know. I mean, you walk out the door. I mean, and and I don't really set goals that far in the future. I mean, because like it just all of it's irrelevant to me, honestly.
okay, fair enough. All right, well, James, here's your chance for redemption. You get to ask me some quick fire questions. You can be as difficult as you want.
Okay, 5 questions I get.
Yeah, five or as many as you want.
Okay. Oh man, this is so fun. What year were you born?
2002.
2000.
Mhm.
What is your favorite color?
Red,
Red. Why?
because it has two sides, love and hate, and also it's the color of my hair.
If you had to pick a peck of pickled peppers, how many peppers would you pick?
Ah, okay. Um, I would go a weird number and say nine.
Nine, nine peppers,
Nine pickled peppers.
nine pickled peppers. That's one of my favorite questions on this planet. If you were going to go into battle, what weapons would you carry and why?
I would carry my nail and hammer so I can do the human blockhead and creep people out. Um, I would take my deodorant and a lighter so I can burn people. And then I would probably take a sledgehammer for obvious reasons.
Sledgehammer. If you could fly around on one mythical creature, and it could be any mythical creature, and you could have this mythical creature in your garage, what mythical creature would you fly around on? Well, it doesn't even have to fly. You just have to be able to ride it.
Okay. A phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix. Yeah. That's a good one. I like Phoenix. I would want to go on a ride on a Kraken.
Ooh.
Yeah. That or the Jabberwocky.
Love it. Love it. All right, two more.
Yeah. Who's your favorite artist?
Gosh, there's so many.
I mean, there's so many, but like if you narrowed it down to like 5 of your favorite artists and just name one of them.
Okay. I would probably have to pick Shin Lim.
Who?
Shin Lim, he was on America's Got Talent. He won, and he also won the champions.
Oh yeah. Simlin.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. He's so smooth.
Yes.
So smooth. Like his card stuff he does is it's so amazing. Yeah, I mean he's legit like an artist for sure.
Love him. All right, final question. Make it a goodie.
Final question. Gotta be a good one. If you had to have a one song stuck playing in your car for the rest of your life, what song would that be? One song. And it's the only song that you can hear in your car, period. Every time you start your car, and you have to hear it for the rest of your life.
Okay, I'm stuck between two.
Okay.
We Will Rock You by Queen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or Dilly Gaff by Kevin Bloody Wilson.
So you would listen to "We Will Rock You" in your car for the rest of your life, or what's the other one?
Dilly Gaff.
Oh man. You know what happened to me for like about 3 years?
What?
I got Kenny Rogers, the Gambler.
Ooh.
Stuck. Okay, that album was stuck in my cassette player. You know what a cassette player?
I know what a cassette player.
I know. I got a few years. But back in the day, you used to have like a box of cassette tapes in your car, and you put them in your tape deck in there. And anyway, I got Kenny Rogers, the Gambler, stuck in my car. For like until I totaled my car, and that's another story. But Uh, anyway, that cassette tape was stuck in that car, and everybody that got in it, everybody that rode around with me, I memorized Kenny Rogers the Gambler album, front and back side, cover to cover, every word for word. And to this day, I still remember every song word for word because it was all I could listen to. It was it was purgatory in my car.
I'm gonna put that to the test. Give me one moment. I got to. All right. Kenny. Gambler. All right. Whenever you're ready.
What's that?
So, name all the songs in the Kenny Rogers Gambler album.
Oh man, I have to have the album.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. The only one I know is Gambler, of course.
Yeah, I know that. I know I need to, like, it's one of those things that's like a hearing thing.
Mm.
Like I know every song on that album, but I have to hear it.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. So,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's it's like a hearing thing.
Yeah.
If the song starts playing, it's like I revert back into that kind of thing.
It's actually funny you say that. I was sitting at my old place before I moved here, and my mum was watching the Bee Gees One Night Only concert. Now, I didn't know who the Bee Gees were, and I was able to sing and memorize all their songs from that concert, and I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
And my
Yeah,
mum,
the beat
what the
the
hell?
Bee
The Bee Gees are amazing.
Oh yeah, they're you know what band I could never get into was ABBA. I could never do ABBA at all.
No, no thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, James, I've been dying to ask you, can we please see a magic trick?
Okay. All right, I'll try to do one. I got all right. I'll do one of these. I don't know how good I watch like videos of people doing tricks with cards and and stuff on these things, and but I like rubber bands.
Mhm.
I don't know. Have you seen this before?
I think I might have.
Yeah, this where you can't get out here. This is like honestly, this is like one of my favorite little tricks to do. Um, it's a you can't get out this way, and I just hope I don't bomb it. You can't, like, once you're locked in, you can't get out like this, and you can't get out like this. But if you find the soft spot, you can just get it out like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's such simple in magic. Simple is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Simple is the best. Simple props. Simple, um, uh, simple, simple things. Everyday items is the best.
Yeah.
You know, you got to teach yourself the fundamentals of, like, if you're doing cards or whatever. I mean, it's like fundamentals of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know how to do, your cuts and your sleight of hand stuff. Your double things that you do or whatever. You gotta know those things. But once you know the fundamentals, um, learning a new trick or a new effect is so it's like, oh, okay, well, I just got to do that, and I got this force and this that, and I don't want to like give a lot of things away with it necessarily, but it's once you learn those things, then every other effect is just, it's more of a magic is more of an experience in human psychology.
Yeah.
You're it's not the trick.
No.
You're not performing the trick. It's how are you interacting with people? How are you because the trick is you're hanging out with a bunch of people that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You've never met them. And the trick, the whole magic trick, that's secondary to the fact that you're standing at like some stranger's table, hanging out with them, and making them laugh, and you're laughing and they're laughing. I mean, once you flip that switch on, that endorphin switch on to somebody else, and when you're able to do that, it, they will buy you drinks the rest of the night. They will pick you up off the ground and hug you. They will high five you once you introduce somebody to that. I don't know. I can ramble on about it, but it's not. My suggestion with magic is do it over and 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 over again until that trick, that one trick, I don't care how simple it is, until that one trick that you're teaching yourself is so perfect. It's so perfect. You don't have to think about what you're doing. What you're doing is sitting around talking to a bunch of strangers. You're not doing magic tricks. That's not what you're doing. And if you're going up to a table and doing magic tricks, then you're not doing magic.
Exactly.
And you are, and not you. I'm just saying that in general. Like you're not doing magic. If you're going up to a table to show somebody a card trick, you're not doing a magic trick.
No.
Magic is the ability to go talk to strangers and become their friends. And you can do, like, I got this little tiny deck here. This friend of mine sent me this deck from Colorado, and it's this old type playtime playing cards, and it's the cutest little mini deck, and it borderlines adorable.
Yes.
With just this cute little deck, and I've never done any magic tricks with this.
And you can't even see them.
Oh, you got a little mini deck there?
I got a little mini deck too. Like you can barely even see them.
Yeah. There's like, and you know what you can do with those?
Oh.
Have you ever the small deck, the big deck? I only give yeah.
Yeah. I get you.
Where you make something with these. Yeah. That's such a great little effect, I mean, it takes some fandango, uh, but it's such a cool effect.
Mm,
Um, throw that one off. Uh, Another trick I like a lot. God, man, the Shimlin did that. You've probably seen it. That trick he did on Ellen's show, Ellen DeGeneres, where he played the poker hands.
yeah.
Where you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm,
Uh, that that was a trick that I learned out of a book,
mhm,
and I used to do years and years and years ago, and I I quit doing that trick
mhm.
because I didn't I didn't feel like I'm like I'm I it was too many things going on
Yeah.
um uh with the with the with with the the counting and the this and that and because I like the sleight of hand stuff where I mean there's so many different things you can do. But I stopped doing that trick because it was like I was like, oh man, this is so chintzy of a trick to me because I want to deal in the more complex um, thing of it. But I watched him do that on Ellen, and I was like, you know, I'm like, ah, that's such a great trick, and I haven't done that trick in like you know, a lot of years. So I pulled that out of the memory banks and started doing it again.
Mm,
And I'm like, man, this thing freaking kills. It kills, you know, because you're doing a trick for the spectator, you're doing a trick for two other people at the table. All the cards flip over. It's a perfect four of a kind, and it's all self-working. And I uh, and then that takes me back to great magic is not the trick.
mhm,
It's it's the person sitting there doing it.
mhm,
You're you're taking somebody on a journey,
mhm.
you know. I mean, you see these people um and I'm not the greatest magician in the world by any means. I mean, I'm amateur at best.
Mhm.
But I know how it works, and the trick is not the magic trick, and I you know magicians I like magicians you like who are some of your favorite magicians?
One that was on the show, Ryan Hayashi, who was on Penn and Teller Fool Us.
Yeah,
Uh, Smoothini, of course, my bro. Shinlin, David Blaine, David Copperfield, guys like that.
yeah, yeah. I like Daniel Madison.
Oh
Have you
yes.
checked it? I'm talking about. Yeah, Daniel Madison, man, his card flights are so freaking flawless. He was on Penn and Teller Fool Us.
Yes, he
Uh,
was.
that guy that guy that guy spent a few years in jail, from what I understand, and he became a really good at sleight of hand while he was in jail, apparently. Um, Daniel Madison's good. Daniel Garcia,
Mm-hmm.
that dude, that dude he 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 has a rubber band routine that's like just spot on. Wayne Houchin's pretty good, man. He does some pretty cool stuff. I don't know. I mean, there's all. you know the one. I don't even want to bash the guy because I am no position to even bash him, because he's phenomenal, and I've watched everything that guy's done. Is Chris Angel?
Yes.
I mean, like, that guy is no joke. Amazing. I the only thing I don't even have a right to bash him in any way because he's so famous. He's so, I'm in no position to do that. But he's just so over. I just wish he would just like tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like his it's it's too
Showy.
it's too showy,
Hmm.
and and it it sucks to say that because I'm in no position to be able to say that about that guy because he's somebody that I've watched every single thing that guy's ever put out. I mean, like I'm a fan on steroids. I've watched Chris Angel, Mind Freak, every episode. I've watched his YouTube stuff. I've watched because he's freaking good.
Hmm.
He's good, but um, but the annoyance of it is frustrating because I'm like, man, just you know, I mean, like, I mean, I listened to him telling me that I'm going to hover in the light in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna hover in the light, and then I'm gonna hover above the pyramid of the Elexor in the light. Yes, I'm gonna hover in the light, and it's like a half hour worth of him telling me and I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, go hover in the light, dude. Just
But
go do it. It's like I don't know. It's
like
and maybe they got to fill 20 minutes worth of TV.
this. You gotta do what you gotta do. Like my
Yeah.
favorite thing to do is to involve comedy into it. So like when I would go up to a table of people waiting at the bus stop, I'm like, "Hi, I'm a magician in training," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, cool, show us a trick." Or I'd be sitting there like playing my cards, just like doing little flourishes and stuff,
Yeah.
and I'd be going, "Oh, are you a magician?" I'm like, "Yeah, show us a trick." I'm like, "All right, do you want the gross one first or last?" Because I can do the human blockhead and the
Okay.
very hesitance. I'm like, first or last. And I like to like do comedy with it, like even just doing like basic double lifts and random everyday shit. I
Yeah.
tend to like to make funny. So
Yeah. You got to be funny,
hmm.
and you got to be witty, but then you got to be mysterious, and then you got to be, um, you know, it, most people want to shoo you away. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like I mean, you walk up to a table and you're like, I would when I was working at places when I was working at places, and I haven't for several years, but when I was working at places, I'd go up to a table and be like, "Hi, I'm James. This place is paying me to show you magic tricks. Would you like to see one?" You know, I'd I'd say the stupidest crap, and they didn't want me there. They didn't want me there, you know. And what was always awesome though, like during the interaction, um, what was awesome was when I would see the people go from not wanting me there uh, to not wanting me to go away. And you know, when you can sway a table to
Yeah.
flipping around. Um, because when you can make that switch on them,
Mm.
that's a cool experience.
Yeah.
That's really
Okay. Well, James, I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot, but can I show you a card trick that I do when I go to tables at restaurants?
yeah. I know. I love it.
Yeah, I love doing that stuff too. Okay. So you actually commented on the live that we were on that you liked my my style of like flourishes and stuff. So
Yeah. Oh, you got great flourishes. Yeah.
it was very heartwarming. So of course like a basic double left day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
So,
do a push off a lot because it's just
yeah. So like for people that don't know, it's where you take a card, place it in the middle, and jump straight to the top, of course. You're probably going to know how this is done straight away, but I like to do it like this. So we'll take the king, and I'll put the king just here.
Yeah.
Then the king changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'd have other ones like, I don't know, take something like 5, put the card in the middle, snap. Oh. There we go.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really good.
It's my starter. So
Yeah. You got a lot. Yeah. You got a lot of things going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's so weird. It's one of the best things. Like doing magic for other people that know what's going on.
Mhm.
It and doing that in front of them. It's I love watching magic.
Mhm.
Not because necessarily it's fooling me, because I've already stepped on the other side of the veil, but I love it. I love it because it I'm seeing all the steps
Mhm.
and the moves,
Mhm.
and you don't pick up on any of that unless you study this
Yeah.
thing, and so I watch it like I'm watching a television show or whatever, like I've seen it a million times. But what I want to do is, like, when you're doing that stuff, if I was sitting next to you right now and you were showing me, I mean, like if we were in the same room and you were showing me that, I would be like, whoa, stop. Where are you holding that finger? Where's that? Because part of the trick is like knowing it by muscle memory,
Yeah.
where you don't have to think about, you're putting a thumb here or this here or that there, and that's and so the couple magician friends that I have in my part of the world, um, I'll watch them do stuff, and we all do the same things, but we all know different tricks to get to the same point. It's revealing a card or what. We all know. We all have our roads that we go to get the spectator to that point, but how we're going to do it. And I got friends that do sleights that I don't do.
Mm.
Because you can't learn them all.
No.
There's so many. You got to figure out the ones that work best for you.
Mm. Like
on it.
I'd be sitting there editing a video, like I mentioned, I just finished doing a YouTube video, and while I was sitting there editing it or waiting for it to upload, I was actually just playing around with my cards.
Yeah.
Like even just looking away, and I could still like.
Oh, no. Yeah, like you know, like this little mini deck, you know, I could, I don't know, I haven't really messed with this little mini deck, but you know, I can cut them. I can cut. I like this little cut, and then I'll fan these out, and then I'll cut cut them cut them here, and then I'll 10 tie palm. I'll 10 tie palm there, and then bring them back up.
Yeah.
You know, and I have my little I have a lot of card flourishes that I do, and I love card flourishes. Um, they're great, but I don't really use them when I'm doing magic because me, to me, when you're doing a lot of flashy card magic,
Yeah.
when you're doing a lot of flourishes and a lot of stuff, then you're seeming too over the top.
Yeah.
Um, and it distracts from the magic. So like I always like the phrase "keep it simple, stupid," you know, and learn all that stuff. Learn card flourishes and fans and learn all that stuff. So it's muscle memory and learn it. I usually use those things. I like to call it fishing.
Mm.
I'll go sit at a bar somewhere and I'll sit up at the bar and I'll get a deck of cards out and order myself a drink. And I know nobody at this place. And I'll sit at the bar and drink my drink just like I would do whatever. And and do and I'll sit there and cut cards, which is what I do anyway. I just fidget with them.
Yeah.
Uh, but eventually somebody's gonna come over and say, "Hey man, what's up with those cards?"
Oh, goodness.
And because you're doing cool card flourishes and stuff, and a lot of people haven't seen that stuff.
Yeah.
Now when that person, the fish,
Mm.
I like to call them, the fish, asks you that question, say, "Well, I don't know, man. I do some things with cards. I could show you something."
Yeah.
Now, as soon as you switch into magic mode, stop doing. For me, stop. I'm not saying don't do flourishes, but I'm saying don't be be as be as dumb and as ridiculous as you can, clumsy,
Mm.
clumsy with the cards. And I'm not saying make a joke out of yourself, but don't don't act like you know what you're doing.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know because it's all an act. You know what you're doing, but I don't know. I mean these are just things that I've learned over the years of
Yeah.
of doing this stuff. You know, I mean like I quit using trick decks and all this stuff. I mean because like I want to hand the deck of cards to somebody, but then there's I'm not really allowed to talk about all this stuff on here because I mean I could go off on these uh, uh, these types of things.
Yeah.
Uh, without I don't, it's not like I'm not a professional, but I just know that like, you know, if you're switching decks and you're doing, I mean, there's so many things that I do that I've learned over the years, uh, that work for me. Uh, you know, switching things and then going back to a regular deck and going, you know,
And all that other shit. So yeah.
you know, but I, 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 when I first started learning magic and teaching myself magic and going out and doing magic for people, um, I didn't realize how much I had to learn, you
Yes.
know, uh, because because the whole world wants to sabotage you,
Mm,
you know, and that, hey, I'm a magician. I do magic. Watch watch me make mystical things happen in front of your face, you know, and no, that's not the way it is in the real world. The real world is it's dumb it down, dumb it down, dumb it down, dumb it down. Be really, 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 really good at it. I mean, I mean, for you, be flawless at every move,
yeah.
every break, every cut, everything is flawless, muscle memory. In your mind, it's freaking perfect.
Mm,
Now, when you go show it to people, dumb it down, dumb it down, dumb it down, dumb it down. Make it dumb. Make it so dumb. Make it so dumb. I get better reactions off this silly rubber band trick. And I do a few rubber band tricks. I'm telling you, man, find a reason. Like here, I'll show you. Let me grab a deck of cards. I do this trick. Um, I got to grab a deck of cards. Give me 2 seconds.
you know what?
Yeah. So I have I have my own way. I mean I do like one of my favorite tricks, honestly, is like the ambitious card trick. You know, I love that trick. I really love that trick a lot. It's such a it's such a there's so many variables you can do with that trick. You know, and and my closer for my ambitious card, um, and so whatever here. I'm trying to get a good angle here. Uh, but my closer for my ambitious card, I I have a bunch of different ways I do it, you know. And but my closer is I let's say the 3 of diamonds is your card, okay, and you signed it, and I keep on getting it going back up to the top, and blah blah blah. Now now my closer for that trick is is I go I go I flip the top card over, and I'm like, oh, I screwed up. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. And so then I set the deck down. I set that deck down, and I move on. I
Mm,
move on, and I go. Have you ever seen the 3 jack trick? And everybody goes, no, the 3 jack trick. And then I'm like when I first started doing magic, this guy came up to me, and he's like, came over and started talking to me, and he's like, have you ever seen the 3 jack trick? And what he did was he reached into his wallet and got these 3 jacks out in the rubber band.
mhm.
And what he did was so he takes the rubber band off, and here I'll show you. What he did, he goes, I got a jack on bottom, okay, and a jack on top, and a jack in the middle, and then instead of using jack, I'd rather use queens, where I got a queen on bottom,
Yeah.
and anyway, and a queen on top, and a queen in the middle, and blah blah blah. Well, you already figured that I had a queen on bottom, which means I got a jack on top, which means it's not even that's not even the trick. Is the trick is I got diamonds, blah blah blah, and it's such it's I it's such a good closer to the ambitious card for me. I mean, I combine that three jack trick is a completely different trick. It's not. It was never supposed to be linked up with the ambitious card, but I saw an opening there to merge those two things where I screw up their trick, you know, with doing a Marlowe's tilt, you know, and so I purposely don't get it
Mm.
to get the card in position to be able to do that, and you know, it's hard to talk about magic without, like, you know,
Giving it
I
away.
guess, yeah, giving it away. But I mean, you know, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I could say all this stuff. Nobody that's even watching is, you know, gonna figure out the coding I'm using in conversation. Like, that guy, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
good old code. Good old code.
Yeah, yeah, you know. I mean, but anyway, for me, that was just a great way to end the ambitious card trick. Now, now what I have on the table, is a rubber band. You know,
Yeah.
so 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 what ends up happening with that is, um now I have a rubber band on the table because I took it off my deck of cards. So I had to make no excuse why I have a rubber band now. And like, if I go into rubber band, so I do all these card tricks,
Mhm.
and then I finish my ambitious card trick with that, pulling a card out of my wallet with a rubber band on that, on those, on my three jacks in my wallet.
Mm.
Now I took that rubber band off, I threw it on the table. Now I moved away from cards and I go into rubber bands.
Mhm.
You know, so I'm just, so everything is building from from magic to magic to magic to completely another element of magic,
Yeah.
you know. And I try to routine my routine
Mm.
like that, where I got three powerful tricks or four powerful tricks that 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 carry them, um, you know, along a road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, James, are you ready to play the last game before
Yeah,
sadly say goodbye? So I'm
yeah,
going
yeah.
to give you a category like different kinds of card shuffling and stuff, and you have to name three of them.
Okay.
So, for example, name three different types of chocolate.
Of what?
Chocolate.
Oh, dark chocolate, white chocolate, and uh, well, those are always the answers. Dark chocolate, white chocolate. Reese's peanut butter cup chocolate.
Milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate. Oh, there's milk chocolate.
Okay. All right. Name three celebrities beginning with the letter D.
Three celebrities beginning with the letter E.
D.
B.
D. D.
D. D as in dog or
D is in
David.
dog.
Um, Dwayne Rock Johnson.
Mhm.
Uh, um, David Gilmour. And Dwight D. Eisenhower.
All right, name 3 colors that you normally would never think of.
3 colors I would what?
Normally that you would never think of. So, like, if I was to ask you name 3 colors, you'd normally go red, blue, green. But name 3 colors that you would never think of saying.
3 colors I would never think of saying.
Yeah.
Ooh. These are tough questions for me because I'm a freaking artist and I like every color comes out of my mouth. Uh, Foam green, electric purple,
Oh,
and sapphire red.
love it. Okay, name 3 foods that you hate.
Beef stroganoff,
Okay.
uh, most Oriental food. Not all of it, but most of it.
Okay.
Most people could probably say opposite of that, but most Oriental food. And which is weird because I'm literally I was a chef for a lot of years in my life. So like I'm a food connoisseur.
Mhm.
I eat pretty much everything. It's not that I don't eat Oriental food. It's just I'll eat it and it's good, but it's not like go-to for me, you know. I just love food so much, honestly. It's hard. That's hard to come up with 3. Like beef stroganoff, I'll eat it. Uh,
But you don't like it.
well, I didn't like it as a kid. I like it as an adult, but since it has such a bad memory for me when I was a child, I don't like it as an adult.
Okay.
Uh, but I'll eat it. It's good. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I can properly answer that question, to be completely honest.
Okay, fair enough. Name 3 different types of card shuffling.
Ooh, 3 different types of card shuffling,
Mm-hmm.
like a Hindu shuffle
Yep.
or like uh, what kind of shuffling are we looking for on
Just
this
3
question?
ways you'd shuffle a deck of cards.
Like a like a like this way
Yep. Rookie shuffling. Yep.
or I don't
Overhand.
know, overhand shuffle.
Mhm. He said the Hindu shuffle too.
Yeah, and the Hindu shuffle.
That
Yeah,
works.
it's just like you know. So I think I'm pretty close on
Yeah. All right. Name 3 places. No, never mind. Name 3 companies that you go to daily.
that. Ooh, the hardware store,
Yes.
the gas station,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes Walgreens.
Okay. And final one, besides being a magician, creating birdhouses, and just being an all-around cool dude, show us a secret talent.
Ooh, secret talent. Well, I don't know how secret it is. I think I'll Just give me 2 seconds here. Secret talent. Well, I got to get my phone back in here. This is more of a pastime of a talent, but when I don't do on my my social media stuff. No, I taught myself how to juggle. Taught myself how to juggle like, oh, I don't know, a lot of years ago. Oh, I dropped one, but that happens. I juggle fire, juggle knives, and like, you know, I'll flip knives all day long. That's kind of a secret talent.
Simple every day.
Yeah.
All right. Well, James, I'm going to give you the floor. Promote yourself. Instagram, I don't know, TikTok if you have it. Let the people know what's going on.
I am on. I'm on Instagram at the Birdhouse Magician. I'm on Facebook at Jim Janda. I don't do a lot of social media, even though I post a lot of stuff, but I'm just not. I'm on there out of necessity so people can go see my stuff and go see my artwork and my birdhouses and things, which I'm going to show you.
Oh wow!
These are. I do these like these mushroom sculptures.
Oh yeah. Huh.
This is all driftwood and wood, and I'll do. I started carving mushrooms. I wish the lighting was better, but I started carving mushrooms and stuff. And then I don't know. I started making birdhouses. Like, wish the lighting was better in here, but because it loses things. Then I paint.
Mm-hmm.
This is a painting that I did. Just these little characters, and here's another one. This one is a. I'm trying to get the lighting so it's good. That's better.
Oh, I like that.
This painting is this sculpture that I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
And then I make like Halloween costumes and stuff.
Ooh.
Well, I guess that's a secret talent. I've won thousands and thousands of dollars literally off Halloween costume contests and first prize, second prize, first prize. I mean, gift bags with $500 to $1,000 worth of cash in it, plus gift cards and stuff. And I make costumes, and like these are my Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yep.
Okay, well these costumes I made for my kids a couple years back. These are this is a mixing bowl, 2 mixing bowls, and I duct taped them together, and then I covered them all in like material and stuff. The beak is foam board, and I sculpted all this. And anyway, so my daughter wanted to be Chica, and so I have the whole costume to this, all out of foam and everything, but the that's all downstairs in the basement and boxes. But the mask I keep around, you
Yeah.
know. Um, and this is Freddie. You know. So my son was Freddie and my daughter was Chica. They had the best costumes that year. Like, so I dressed them up in these suits that I made them and the masks with and they had full foam suits, everything, everything. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I made them pretty freaking cool, you know? So I dressed them up. I mean, the shoes, everything. It was like everything. And we walk out of the house that day to go trick or treating, and everybody we walked by wanted photographs with like every kid that walked. Oh my gosh, Five Nights at Freddy's. This is when it was really popular, you know, and that was, my kids were like little celebrities that night, you know, and to be able to gift them that, like the best Halloween costumes every year, you know, be able to do that kind of stuff for them, because they'll remember that stuff when they get older. They'll be like, oh man, Dad always made us best costumes for Halloween, you know. And anyway, but yeah, so those masks, and I don't know, I got these plague doctor masks. We were plague doctors one year. We were these. It was funny because I made these like a year before the pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, and I got like the whole suit for them. Like, here's my top hat for it. See what I mean?
I love that.
You know, so I have all these costumes that I put all together, and I don't know, mix and match.
Yeah.
Mix and, I mean, if like if you walked into my space right now, there would be plenty of things that we could dress up in and then go walking out into the world and you know,
Wreak havoc.
it's yeah, and wreak havoc. It's Halloween. It's Halloween in my world every day.
Yeah, my auntie's the same. She was on my show, and she loves Halloween, like everything about it.
Yeah,
She loves it.
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
So James, what are you doing for the rest of the night or morning for you?
Oh well, it's 6:66. It's 6:16 in the morning. I probably should go to sleep. I gotta work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. I'm so glad we were able to like actually sit down and talk. You know, like we tried to do this so many times. You know.
Yeah, no worries. Well, James, thank you so much for taking your time. I'll make sure to send you the link so you can brag to everyone that you're on Mic Time with Marty. Not that it means anything, but at least it's something.
Hey, it was so good talking to you finally. Like, really appreciate it.
No worries, man. Who knows? Maybe I'll see you next time when Smoothie and he's live.
Yeah, well, it might happen. It might happen. I'm sure it probably will.
All right. Thanks a lot, James.
Yeah. Cheers.
See you later.
Later.